Hi students, welcome back to today's class. Now we are going to see the next topic under society, law and ethics. Okay, so technology and society. How technology is affecting the society in a negative way or in a positive way, that we will see here. ICTs are general purpose technologies, that is information and communication technologies are general purpose technologies, that is technologies whose value and impact arise primarily from their use in the other economic and social sectors. Okay, the three capabilities are especially important for economic and social development. So, what are those three capabilities? ICTs enable the greater efficiency in economic and social processes. So, economic way and social processes also, it is enabling greater efficiency. ICTs are enabling greater efficiency in the economic and the social processes, and then enhance the effectiveness of cooperation between the different stakeholders. So it is enhancing, it is improving the cooperation among the different stakeholders are improved because of this ICT. Okay, that is a consumer or developers. So like that, we can have a different stakeholders. So among different stakeholders, the cooperation is going to be improved because of this ICT, and it increases the volume and range of information available to people, businesses, and government. So volume of information also increased, and range of information. So where the information reach also increased. Okay, to different people, businesses, and governments. So systematic impacts which ICTs have had and on the development of economics, societies, and culture includes economic impacts and social impacts. So economic impacts includes globalization of production in goods and services. That is, uh, we need to produce the goods and services that should be meeting the overall world. Okay, the globalization need to be there in the economic way. So it includes the globalization of production in goods and services, changes in international trade and distribution networks, changes in patterns of consumption, and the virtualization of some products and behaviors, and the growing importance of ICT sector within the world and national economies. Okay, and social impacts. It includes the mass market, access to an enormously increased range of information resources, enhanced freedom of expression and association, new patterns of work and human settlement, changes in the relationship between the government, citizen, and the state. So, because of this ICT, a lot of changes happened between the government, citizen, and the state. The relationship has been increased a lot between the government and citizen and the state, and between citizens also, and associated challenges to traditional ideas of privacy and individuality. Okay. So these are the two impacts are made by the ICT. And economic benefits, what kind of economic benefits we have got through this ICT. The impact of ICT on the economic sector has positive multiplier effect on the business world. Okay, some major benefits are: first one, secure transactions. Banks and similar institutions could be said to be the sector that have benefited the most from the latest development of the ICT. Okay, because of the developments in the ICT, bank and related institution, financial institutions have achieved a lot of benefits. Okay, that is, fund transfer can now be made in a matter of seconds. So easily we can transfer the fund from one account to another account within a locality and to the most parts of the world with a greater security than ever. Okay, so we no need to worry about our amount, that whether that is transferred correctly or not to correct amount account or not. We no need to bother about that. So that much security has increased in the ICT. Okay, so fund transfer can be taken place in a matter of second. And ease and availability, so easily we can use it. Availability also of 24 hours it is available. So one doesn't need to stand in a long queue for fund withdrawal. So if you want to withdraw the amount, we no need to stand in a long queue in order to get the amount from the bank. So with the use of ATM card, so many ATM, maximum all the banking ATM centers and all networked. That means from any ATM center we can withdraw the amount. So we no need to worry about only one ATM center we need to go. So we can go to any ATM center through the because of the networking. networking among the banks, it is very, very possible to withdraw the amount from any ATM machine. So with the use of ATM card and the internet banking, the banking transactions can be carried out at any time of the day within the scope of the transactions allowed. So how much amount we can able to withdraw per day. So according to that rules, within the scope, no, the transactions can be allowed. So such transactions could even include payment of bills such as electricity bills, water rates, everything we can make as a payment through the online to online. Okay. Next is net banking. With online and internet banking, lots of payments and buying can be done online via one bank account and at the convenience of one homes or office. So, based on the convenience of the customer, they can able to buy any products via the online banking or net banking. The life wire of any business is fund availability and its timeliness, and net banking ensures both. Okay, so that is fund availability and also time. So both can be achieved because of this networking, net banking. Okay, next is global market. With ICT, now the market is entire globe. That means from any corner of the world, we can order any product from any corner. Okay, so small business in a small business town can think of reaching to the buyer in any part of the world because of this commerce websites. Okay, e-commerce websites, and buyers access is not just limited to his own market, so he no need to depend on his own local market. He can able to buy any kind of product through the help of this ICT and the e-commerce. She or he can now have access to all the world market courtesy internet and ICT. Next topic is e-waste management. So electronic waste only is shortly known as e-waste. Okay. So e-waste or e-scrap or waste with electrical and electronic equipment. Waste electrical and electronic equipment. Like that we can say electronic waste. It describes discarded electrical or electronic devices. That is which and all is not used. Okay, discarded electronic and electrical device is only known as electronic waste. It may also be defined as discarded computers, office electronic equipment, entertainment device electronics, mobile phones, television sets, refrigerators. All these are comes under electronic waste only if it is discarded means. Okay, so this includes used electronics which are destined for reuse, resale, salvage. Salvage means we can change the shape of that, so reshaping it, recycling or disposal. Okay, so of all the different types of waste, electronic waste has the characteristics of the fastest growing segment of waste. So what characteristics this electronic waste is obtaining, having? So it is the fastest growing segment of waste because maximum every home electronic devices are available. Above said electronic devices in every home it is available. Okay, so due to that, the old equipments and all are discarded. Okay, because of that the fastest growing segment of waste is achieved. Okay, that is one of the characteristics of this electronic waste, and then most valuable due to its basic composition, because even if it is discarded, that some parts of that equipment, no, it can be reused in the other new machines also. So most valuable thing also, that electronic waste is under most valuable due to its basic composition, and very hazardous if it is not handled carefully. So if we are not handling carefully, if we are just putting fire on that, so it is very, very hazardous for us. Okay, so important concern of discarding e-waste. While discarding e-waste, you should be careful about the data stored in the discarded storage devices. It is very important that you delete everything stored in them manually, permanently, be it your computer systems, hard disk, laptop, smartphone, memory disk, digital camera storage, everything we need to check it. Any hardware device, any hardware storage device, you need to check before you put that material in as a discarded material or deleted one. So just deleting the digital data is not enough. Someone can still undelete it. That means they can reproduce that same data again by some techniques. Okay, so take care to format it or delete it using proper tools that share the data in a form which can never be undeleted. Okay, so they cannot able to do the cancel the deletion or unformat the content later. Okay, so like that the proper tools need to be used in order to delete or cut it into small pieces like a data before disposing of or any old or faulty storage device. Before you are disposing any faulty data device, storage device, you need to check this. Okay, using proper tools, you need to delete the entire content or you need to cut it into a small pieces. So e-waste disposal process. E-waste is categorized by the government of India under the broad class of hazardous waste. Okay, so within e-waste, there are several categories such as large and small household appliances, electrical and electronics toys, sporting equipment, tools, computers and related equipment, and so forth. So composition of e-waste. Electrical and electronic equipment contains metallic and non-metallic elements, alloys, and compounds such as copper, aluminum, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, nickel, tin, lead, iron, sulfur, phosphorus, arsenic. So, like that, many compounds are there. The e-waste management involves proper recycling and recovery of the disposed material. So, recycling can also be done because of these alloys and metals. The recycle and recovery includes the following unit operations. So how the recycling and recovery can be happened. So first operation is dismantling, removal of parts containing dangerous substances. So what and all dangerous substances and all there in the electronic and electrical equipment, that should be removed first. Okay, that is CFCs, HE switches. Okay, and PCB, printed circuit board, removal of easily accessible part containing valuable substances, that is cable containing copper, steel, iron, precious metal containing parts. Then second process is segregation, that is separation of ferrous metal, non-ferrous metal and plastic. Like that, we need to segregate separately. Ferrous metal separately. Ferrous means chromium, nickel, manganese and all comes under ferrous metal. Non-ferrous metals, aluminum, copper, tin, lead. Okay, all those things comes under non-ferrous metal and plastic. This separation is normally done in the shredder process when we are cutting into a smaller pieces. No, in that case, separation process only this will be happening. And then third step is refurbishment and reuse. That is renovation. Okay, redecoration. The same element equipment can be decorated again. Okay, renovation can be done. Okay, and reuse also we can use it after refurbishment. Okay, so refurbishment and reuse of e-waste has potential for those used electronic and electronic equipments which can be easily refurbished to put it the original use. Okay, um, and recycling. Fourth step is recycling or recovery of the valuable material. Okay, so we can recover that material back or recycle it in order to make a new material. So ferrous metals in electrical or furnaces. Okay, that is, it should be enclosed in the structure metal and can be heated to very high temperature in order to make the new shape. Okay, non-ferrous metal in smelting plants. Okay, that means we can extract it. Okay, by putting into that structure metal, we can extract non-ferrous metals separately and ferrous metals separately, and precious metals in separating works. Next one is fifth process is treating or disposal of dangerous metals and materials and waste. Shredder like fraction is disposed of in landfill sites or sometimes incinerated, that is expensive. Chlorofluorocarbons are treated thermally. Printed circuit boards are incinerated or disposed of in underground storages. Like that, we need to segregate and we need to dispose the dangerous materials in different ways. Okay, mercury also, that is Hg, is often recycled or disposed of in underground landfill sites. So mercuries and CFC should be treated thermally, and landfill sites we need to shredder light fraction is should be disposed of in landfill sites. So like that, we need to segregate the waste into different places. Okay, and next is benefits of e-waste recycling. So what are the benefits we have when we are recycling the e-waste? The e-waste disposal and the proper recycling is very much necessary and important for the benefit of the people and also for the environment and the nation. So what are the benefits we have? It allows for recovery of valuable and precious metals. Like most consumer electronics contains valuable materials like copper, gold, zinc, that can and should be recycled. And there is a unused raw materials. Virgin materials are significantly more costly than recycled materials for manufacturing. Okay, so that is the another one benefit. Next is protects public health and water quality also. E-waste contains variety of poisonous, that is toxic substances, okay, which may include lead, mercury, cadmium. When e-waste is disposed into landfills, these toxins can be released into the atmosphere or leak in through the land and have negative health and environmental effects. Okay, so poisonous metals are also there, substances are also there that will be spoiling the land also, and it will be giving negative health and environmental effects. So it should be properly recycled. So that is another benefit. Next is it is creating jobs. So recycling and recovery work and reusing, refurbishment, all those things, a lot of jobs can be created. So recycling e-waste domestically create jobs for the professional recyclers and refurbishers and creates a new markets for the valuable components that are dismantled. And then dismantled means what? Separated into a smaller pieces. And toxic waste. Mining produces toxic waste, okay, which are linked with the crop devastation and human health crisis due to the water contamination. Okay, so it will be giving a what a turning point for the human health. It will be mixed with the water, and water will get polluted. So that recycling should be important. Okay, and saves landfills space. That means e-waste is a growing waste stream. Recycling these items will help conserve landfill space. That is garbage dump and waste disposal place. No, that will be used little. Okay, so it is saving landfill space, that is dump where we are going and disposing, no, that place only is going to be saved. Okay, next is gender issues while teaching or using computers. Next topic, gender issues while teaching or using computers. The subject computers is introduced in primary classes in most of the schools. Computer science as a major subject gets introduced only in the high school. While teaching computers, there are many gender specific issues that must be addressed to enforce gender equity in computer science education. So, let us talk about these issues. So, what kind of issues we have? Let us take one example. Guruvinder and Bila are computer science teacher at two different co-educational schools. Both said that in the class of the subject computer science, 60 to 70 percentage are boys and rest are girls. That means remaining only 30 or 40 are girls. So this trend, that is more boys opt for computer science than girls, has been continuing for years now also. So under representation of girls is one major issue. And there are some other issues as well. Let us discuss some major gender issues at school level computer science education, that is underrepresentation. In India, this has been commonly observed over cities that girls are underrepresented in computer science studies, be it a computer science major subject at high school or computer science major at college level. There are far very less girls than boys in a in a computer science section. A leading engineering institution of India has reported that there has been about 17 percentage of girls represented in computer science engineering in recent years. Okay, so there are many factors that are attributed, that are acknowledged here as the reasons behind this. Okay, what are those? Preconceived notions. That means there are many preconceived notions prevalent. Okay, it is widely spread that subconsciously plays a role. Okay, play a role. Okay, what kind of preconceived notions are there? Notions like boys are better at technical things, girls are good at humanities and arts, like that. One kind of message is spreading. Okay, preconceived notion. And then girls must take up a career keeping in mind that they have to raise the family. They must not take up a high involvement careers. So highly lot of updations will be there in the computer science, so that ladies or girls know they need to update a lot, and they should be highly involved in the subject. Okay, and teaching is the best option for the girls as it gives you a half day off, an ample number of holidays, more than enough number of holidays, and so that they can easily take care of their family. So like that, some preconceived notions are spreaded, okay, widely spreaded. That is also playing a major role, while why the girls are not choosing the computer science subject, have etc. It is having their impact in decision making of girls while taking the subjects. So these points are there in the girls mind, and it is widely spread so that maximum number of girls are not taking up the technical subjects. Okay, also in India, parents play an important role while deciding about the subjects, and parents directly or indirectly push these preconceived notions. They are only pushing these preconceived notions, influencing girls' decisions, and girls end up taking other subjects than computer science. So they are finally taking up the other subjects than the computer science. And second one is lack of interest. Okay, so during primitive years, children often play games on computers or smartphones. Most games available today are boy-centric games that increase their interest in computers. Also at homes, boys get to play more on computers or smartphone, keeping in mind that entire India scenario, and develop more interest in computers than girls. And lack of motivations. Girls are pressurized to choose a career option which will give them the work life balance in a favor of family roles they have to play later on. So based on that, they are pressurized, girls are pressurized to choose their career option. So girls are always told directly or indirectly in households that you have to play an important family role later on, and indulging in a subject which will consume most of your time is not advisable, as no matter whatever job option you choose. So you cannot shy away from your family role. So like that, some statements are also directly or indirectly said to girls. Okay, this double the burden theory also discourages the girls from taking up technical subjects like computer science. Okay, and motivation is not there from the parent side or from the relative sides for the girls. And then lack of role models. So girls these days see less number of role models in the field of computer science whom they can imitate. Okay, so only less number of role models are there in the computer science field, so that for that reason also they are not at all taking up the technical subjects. TV, movies, advertisements, everywhere it is portrayed that, it is conveyed that technical fields like computer science or men's field. If you see a woman scientist in a team, there are 10 other scientists who are males. In a movie advertisement, etc. Even in a movie advertisement, if you see scientist, any kind of scientist movie or any clipping, if they are taking, so in that also only one lady will be there in the team, and 10 other will be other scientists, that is male scientists. Okay, so what would you think subconsciously? All these things influences girls psychologically, and they infer that computer science is for boys and do not take up the subject. Next one is lack of encouragement in the class. As there are lesser number of girls in a class, the teachers for most work assignments end up choosing more boys. So teachers will be finally choosing the boys to do the assignment works. Also, less number of girls means lesser peer encouragement will be there. Also, some teachers pinpoint on their roles in the society. Such girls will get married. Such girls will get married and may not take up it as a career. So, like that, teachers also they will be pinpointing. Some teachers also will be pinpointing their roles in the future. All this may play as a hindrance, that is resistance or obstruction, and girls do not develop as much interest as they can in the computer science subjects. So all these things influences the mind of the pupil, so that mind of the girls, so that they are hindrance, they are hesitating, they are resisting to take up the subject. Okay, next, second one is not girl friendly work culture. Okay, it has been observed that when in schools work partners are chosen, boys prefer boys and over girls. So that is, girls prefer girls. And even if a girl and boy are made as a work partners, boys prefer to work actively and make girls silent observers. So even if they get the chance to work with the girls, what the boys will do, they will be preferring to work actively, and they will make the girls to work as a silent observers only. So boys are not comfortable in situations where they are not playing active roles. Okay, so they are not at all comfortable when the boys are not taking up the active roles. So even if the girls are given separate computers to work on, they are very shy of working actively. So the girls are not very actively they are working, they are very shy of working actively. As per a study, the problems mentioned by girls in a computer room are like insufficient access time, difficulty with maintenance, or insufficient peripherals available, etc. These are the statements are mentioned by the girls. Contrary to problems mentioned by the boys, such as software not usable, limitations of software, poor quality of help. So, like that, the problems are mentioned by the boys. Next is possible solutions. The issues listed above are not intentionally created. Okay, so hence they need a different type of handling. There should be more initiatives and programs that encourage the girls to take up the computer science subject. Presently, there are many initiatives supported by the government and run by many tech giants to encourage more girls to take up computer science subject. The Film and TV Censor Board should ensure fair representation of female role models in TV, cinema, etc., so that more girls get encouraged to take up the computer science. In the practical rooms, girls should be encouraged more to work on computers on their own and also to find the solutions of their routine problems such as peripheral not available. They should assertively speak to the lab attendant to get all the peripheral devices they want. So they should be encouraged to celebrate small success in the lab, like small bugs, some errors. If they successfully removed, also they need to celebrate their success. Okay, to big success like project making. Okay, this will instill more confidence in the girls' mind and more interest in girls to work with the computer science subject. Next, we will see about last topic, that is disability issues while teaching and using computers. So, what kind of disability issues, problems the teachers are facing and the students are facing are when they are using computers? Increased focus on inclusive education. So, inclusive education in the sense means some kind of disabled pupil, disabled children, no, they will be studying in the school, so they also can be included here because of some advanced technological way. Okay, so using advanced technologies and all, they also can be included while they are doing practice in the computers. Okay, so increased focus on inclusive education and promoting access for students with disabilities. Okay, disabled persons, that is impaired people. Okay, with disabilities and impairments in the field of technology and computer science have made today's classroom really diverse and inclusive. So this because of this computer science and the field of IT technology, it is making today's classroom as really diverse and inclusive. While at one end it has positively aided to cause of inclusive education, on the other side there are many issues that have risen, and those must be taken care of in order to impart the real education. So in order to give the real education, the issues also one side is there, that issues need to be carefully handled. Okay, in order to impart the real education. So in the specially abled students, there can be one or more disabilities. What kind of disabilities will be there in the specially abled students? First one is locomotor disabilities, that is severe deformities. Okay, polio, leprosy, and cerebral palsy, abnormal in the brain development, and skin kind of diseases. All those things are kind of locomotor disabilities. And next one is hearing and speech disabilities, hearing impairment. They cannot able to hear. Okay, deaf. And then speech aphasia. That means they cannot able to speak correctly. They cannot able to use correct words to speak. Okay, like that some kind of disabilities will be there, that is speech disabilities. And then cognitive impairment, specific learning defects, that is dyslexia, trouble finding the correct language. Okay, and dyscalculia, and syndrome, autism. All these are examples for this cognitive impairment. And vision impairment, so blind people. Okay, so low vision, blindness, various disability issues faced in the teaching and using computers with regard to above disabilities are being discussed below. So how it is going to be handled. And unavailability of teaching materials or aids. Students with different disabilities need different types of teaching and aids and materials. So different aids and different materials they need to use. These kind of this disabled persons, no, especially abled persons, they need to uh, they need to use different type of teaching aids, okay, and materials. For example, visually challenged students would want that there are screen readers that could read the digital content to them, so they need to have the speaker. okay, in order to hear what the content is displayed, what kind of content is displayed on the screen. If they want to view, they cannot view it because they are visually challenged. So that there should be one software to read the content and to hear by them, okay. Also, programming lessons should not involve visual inputs. Example, in classes 9 and 10, there are two alternatives for programming concepts: Python for visually impaired students and Scratch for the other students. So Python, they can able to hear, even if they want to type, they can type it using the voice recorder. So Python for visually impaired people, they can the students, they can choose this Python. And Scratch, they, the people who are with full vision, no, they can choose the Scratch software, okay, in order to do the programming or do to do any kind of animation related works, okay. So similarly, hearing impaired students, okay, those who are deaf, no, so that kind of people, students would want more of visual input than oratory. Rather, oratory instructions should be available in sign language if possible. So, if they are not able to hear, only the sign language, who know very well know that sign language, that people need to teach for them. A lot of children, not all, with locomotor disabilities are both keyboard disabled and mouse disabled. So locomotor disability children, no, they cannot able to use the mouse or keyboard. So like that, they will be having some kind of problem. So however, they can use virtual keyboards, the keyboard which is visible on the screen, and with the help of the mouse, they can able to type that. Okay, so like that, they can make use of the mouse also in order to type some content in the computer. Okay, so they can use the virtual keyboard for writing the computer programs, for which virtual keyboard supporting such students, following types of hardware are required. Okay, in order to support the virtual keyboard, sophisticated, that is advanced virtual keyboard software should be there. Okay, and then a joystick that is specific to the needs of the child. Joystick also we can use that. That is one of the hardware device that we can, that the student can use in order to move or in order to use any software in the system. And a programming editor that can be interfaced with the virtual keyboard. Programming editor can be interconnected with the virtual keyboard and does not require any mouse movements. And for low vision students, Braille keyboards are there. Braille monitors, printers, along with screen readers, should be made available to facilitate their learning and working on computers. So, low vision students are also need to be focused in order to make use of these hardware devices, and they can get their learning part, and they can work on the computers in a easy way. And unavailability of such supportive programming aids and software are big issue that must be handled by the schools and their managements. Okay, next is lack of speeds, lack of special needs teachers. So special need teachers are also lacking. So due to these reasons are also, see, we have seen that while teaching or and using computers, some issues we are facing. So in the third one, we are seeing that that is lack of special needs teachers. Like some people, as we said, like hearing impaired people. So hearing impaired people, they cannot able to hear what we are saying. Okay, so that sign language known people, known teachers, if they are available, if one teacher is available, so if they are not able to hear anything, whatever the teacher is conveying or saying orally, so because of this sign language, they can able to understand. Okay, so for different types of special needs, if special needs teachers are available, disabled students get their needs addressed in right manner. Example, for hearing impaired students, teacher who is able to converse in sign language would be able to convey and explain the study material than the traditional method. So next is, there should be teachers who know what types of hardware, software, tools, etc., and can be used for differently abled students as per their specific needs. Example, special types of specialized hardware such as braille keyboards, monitors, printers, synthetic speech generators, etc., software assistants such as Google Assistant, all those things need to be known to specially. Uh, one special teacher need to be there for this kind of work. Okay, so there are many types of software features and voice assistants that visually impaired students can use. Okay, voice assistants and all is there, Google voice assistant, and they can use the that software in order to uh, get the content from the online. Okay, so Microsoft Narrator, Cortana, and Ubuntu's Orca and onboard the voice assistants which blind people can use for a variety of essential tasks. Okay, special version of Linux called B Linux, especially meant for the blind people, and host of accessibility features of various office software that can easily activated. These features are present in both Microsoft Office and open source offerings such as Apache, OpenOffice, and LibreOffice. These facilities are available. Host accessibility features are available. Specialized editor for visually impaired students for typing programs. All these things are available for the visually impaired students. Many softwares are available for visually impaired students. And then lack of supporting curriculum. So syllabi curriculum also need to be changed according to the uh, based on the disabled students, especially challenged students. Okay, so curriculum should be designed while keeping focus on inclusive education. That means some students with some kind of disabilities also they may be learning. So like that, they need to keep in their mind their that is inclusive education. They need to consider when they are setting the curriculum. There always should be possible alternatives keeping in mind special needs for the students. Software and program should be so used so that the disabled students can easily work on that. For example, Office software-based curriculum can easily be implemented for all types of students as nearly all Office software provide accessibility features. Similarly, a programming language that requires manual code typing such as Python can also be used for teaching programming as long as specialized editors are also available. But Scratch, the block-based programming language, should not be used as it lacks accessibility features. Scratch should not be used because Scratch is a visual programming language, and it can be used for creating the interactive stories, animation games also can be created. So this cannot be used by the visually impaired students. Okay, so further, the computer science contents and programming contents contests should be so conducted so that all type of students can participate in them and inclusively. So everyone can be included in the type of contest also, and computer science or programming contest, every type of students will be they will be participating. Okay, if everything is available, all the facilities are available, and what and all we have said, no lack of especially need teachers and softwares, hardwares, everything. If it is available, everyone can participate in any kind of contest. Possible solutions for the disability issues are straightforward. What kind of solutions we can have for the disability issues? First one, schools must work toward making available the required teaching aids materials to fulfill the special needs of the students with disabilities. There should be proper budget allocated for the buying the required material and equipment to promote the inclusive education. So separate budget they need to allot for buying the required material for the disabled students. School must employ special needs teachers, should also train other teachers as well about how to interact with the students with the special needs so as to help them learn in a better inclusive way. There should be special budget allocated for training the staff about such needs. Okay, and schools must support the inclusive curriculum and refrain from any other practice that directly or indirectly puts the disabled students at a disadvantageous side. Okay, so with this we will end up this chapter. So we'll have, I think we will have only three more chapters to complete the entire syllabus. Okay, thank you students. You revise the entire chapter and be ready for your test. Thank you.